Hello, everyone. Today we're doing lesson 8 questions. Get this thing set up here. And yes, I'm in my bathrobe because I just took my shower. I was feeling kind of yucky. All right. Just getting to the questions here. Whoops, missed one. General questions. Write your own hand fasting rite. Number 2, keep a log of birth rites, wickening, and crossing the bridge rites below. Number 3, list the methods you have used to clear your intuitive channel. What were your personal impediments, blocks for channeling? Keep track of channeled information below. List some of the means by which you have developed your psychic abilities. What have been the results of these techniques used? Exam questions. Number 1, is the Wicca hand fasting rite a lifetime joining of the man and woman? Number 2, at what age is a child initiated into the craft? Number 3, what are the 2 main categories of channeling? Number 4, give at least 5 of the major points you must address in order to clear your mind for channeling. Number 5, you have mislaid your car keys. You do not know where they are in your bedroom, living room, kitchen, or at the office. How do you locate them? Give 2 methods. Number 6, you see a large break in your father's aura in the area near his heart. What would you tell him and why? And then lesson 9 is divination. So let me get to this other set of questions here without going past it, because I don't remember how some of these chapters are really long. Still lesson 9. Still lesson 9. Goodness. Okay. Whew, that's a lot. It's a lot of pages for chapter 9. Goodness, or lesson 9. Now I could give you guys a few of answers that I would use if this was my lesson, but this has to be individually each person's lesson. So now that we're on lesson 9, let me check again here. Yeah, 9. So once we do 9, so we got like 7 lessons to go of me reading the questions. Then I'll go back through and I'll read the material, but it's a lot to read, and I don't know that I can cover each lesson completely in one live stream, because it would probably take a couple of hours to do that. I'm still hoping by this time that some of you at least have gone out and bought the blue book yourself, and you've already, you're already going through the material. And don't worry, you can always, watch these later, or don't even worry about watching them, because now that you have the book, you can just do it yourself. Let's see. My own hand fasting rite. I never wrote it because I never got this far. I never did a log of birth rites, wickening, and crossing the bridge rites. I'm guessing crossing the bridge is death. Methods I've used to clear my intuitive channel. Never done that. List some of the means by which you have developed your psychic abilities. Now that one, I have one simple one. if you want to develop your psychic abilities, anytime you drink a hot beverage, whether it's tea, cocoa, coffee, or something, anything like that, put honey and cinnamon in it. Don't have to put a whole lot of each. It all depends on, I guess how strong you want the flavor of the honey and the cinnamon. But you drink it in a hot beverage and it will increase your psychic ability. At what age is a child initiated? I don't know. Is the Wiccan hand fasting rite a lifetime joining of the man and woman? I guess, again, it all depends on the couple, but I could be wrong. It could simply be, that the hand fasting takes place. It's like a step towards kind of like a trial marriage kind of thing. You're together for a year and a half, or not a year and a half, a year and a day or whatever, and see how that goes. And if it goes well, then you can get your marriage license and all that. Or nowadays they may consider it a lifelong joining. I don't know, because times have changed. So I myself, how I would view it is it depends on the couple. If they want their hand fasting to literally be their Wiccan marriage, then just, make sure you have your marriage license and everything, and boom, make sure that it's signed or whatever has to happen. Because remember, I've only been married twice, so I don't remember the process. Two main categories of channeling. Well, you have to be willing, for one. And you have to be open. But I will warn you, it's addictive, okay? Very addictive, like more addictive than any drug you could ever get addicted to on the street, or alcohol, or anything like that. Channeling is probably the highest, in my opinion, addiction out there, because you're allowing a spirit to enter your body and to speak through your body, to have control of your body sometimes, to where they can write with your hands, they can eat again, they can drink again. And imagine somebody that's been dead a really long time, and they have forgotten the taste of food, and they have forgotten what it feels like to breathe and be alive, and what do you do if they don't want to leave? Okay. So this is where it can be dangerous, because then it becomes possession. And then you got to fight like hell to either cast them out, or if you're not strong enough to do it yourself, have somebody else do it. I'm not saying don't do it, don't learn about it, don't try, just be very, very careful, because especially when it's a spirit, a friendly spirit, and this and that you really love, say somebody that passed on or whatever that you were once with and you weren't able to be with for a very long time, and you two were really in love, this would be a way for you to be together again. But then you're not you anymore, because you're sharing your body with them. So you kind of become a split personality in a way. So very, very dangerous. Just think before you do something like that. Now, as far as seeing a break in someone's aura near their heart, I would encourage him to get his heart checked, make sure everything's going well, make sure he's healthy, and that he's not about to have a heart attack, because a break in the aura, that's usually what that means, is something's wrong, and it's in that particular area of the body, and if you don't catch it quick, it could kill you, depending on what it is. In this case, it's the heart, so I'm thinking it could be, that person could be, ready to have a heart attack and have no clue that that's about to happen to them. I speak from experience about channeling, because I have done it many times. And it's indescribable for sure. It's hard to label or even categorize what it feels like. But like, you know what your own voice sounds like. You know what your own energy feels like. When you're sharing your body with another in that way, you hear their voice coming through you. You feel their life force, coming through. And if you're good at it, which I am, you can definitely, it feels like, oh my God, this person, it literally is this person. Oh, wow. What do I do now? I won't say who I channeled because they're all celebrities. And let's see, as far as I know, they're all still living, except for one. And him, I will say his name, but just don't expect me to suddenly do a live stream one day and channel him just because somebody wants proof that I can do it and that it's him. Because then it becomes expected all the time, kind of like a party favor in a way, just like when you do impersonations, or you copy somebody so well that if they close their eyes, they literally think that person is in the room with them. Okay. It's that, wow, amazing. Okay. But then it becomes a problem very quickly because, like I said, sometimes, depending on the spirit, they don't want to leave, or they get so closely bonded with you and so attached that it's harder to expel them, if you will. Because, I don't want to come across like a bitch or anything, especially with this particular person. And I know a lot of you out there are skeptics and whatever, and you probably won't believe me. And hello, mystery person, whoever you are. So I don't expect you to believe me, and don't expect me to do it because I won't. But because I have nothing to prove, I know that it was him. Jim Morrison from The Doors. Has channeled through me a few times, and it's an interesting experience. But like I said, it becomes too habit forming, especially, if this person's been dead a long time, and Jim Morrison's been dead a while. He's been dead since, back when I was 2, which would have been 71, 72, something like that. I mean, I was a kid. I was not even a toddler yet when he died. So I wasn't walking around or anything, I don't think. But anyway, because I'm a Capricorn, and I have a couple of friends that are Sagittarians, and Jimmy was a Sagittarius. So I know what Sagittarians feel like. I know their energy. I know their mannerisms, and it was most definitely Jim Morrison. But again, you have to be careful who you share that with, because then people are like, oh, I don't believe you, prove it. And then if you suddenly feel the need to prove it, which I do not, and you do channel that person, then the skeptics out there, they're just gonna keep throwing stuff at you and refuse to believe it anyway. Some of the ones that were the most difficult to stop the channeling, because it became too habitual, and both me and this other person began liking it too much. And then that's where you lose yourself, because you're not You're not you anymore. You have so completely bonded with this person that you're two people. You're literally two people. And that's no way to live your life, because that's the kind of stuff that gets people locked away in mental institutions, because people think, oh, they're just nuts. There's no way that it really is this person. There's no way, because that person's dead or whatever. But here's the kicker. Somebody don't have to be dead, I found out the hard way, to channel them. They can be very much alive, and you can still channel them. For me, channeling it's a connection. It's them coming from their body, and you stay in yours, but it's like I said, it's hard to explain what it feels like, but when your energy suddenly changes and it's not your energy anymore, it's that person. And if I would have ever met Jimmy when he was alive, it would have been a fatal attraction between the two of us. So yeah, that would not have been good. And sadly, of course, Jimmy died when he was 27. So he missed out on a lot of life. So you can understand where it would be very difficult for him to want to leave, because he was alive again. He was in a physical body again, and he realized just how badly he screwed up by taking his life the way he did, by boozing and doing acid and doing drugs too much until his heart gave out and it killed him. So I try to caution. It's very addictive. It can be very dangerous. And especially if you get a bad spirit, like you say, you think that it's this person and it's not, and you're inexperienced about how to tell if it's the person or not, and you don't protect yourself properly before you do it, which there are, rituals and ceremonies type related things that I always would do before I would even let them channel through me anyway, to make sure that it is in fact that spirit and that spirit only, not some false spirit. But there are false spirits out there, mean spirits, dark spirits, that you don't want inhabiting your body, because then you truly are lost. Because the horrors that can come with something like that, I can't even begin to express. Like say, a really good person, a really innocent person that has never done anything wrong in their life. And, they've always been, they get along with people. Everybody loves them. They're the sweetest person you ever met. And suddenly they become this dark, evil thing that you're like, wait a minute, that's not so-and-so. What's going on? And they start killing, and they start doing bad things, and they're using your body to do it. What do you think happens to you then? If the spirit don't kill you itself, you get locked up, and then your freedom's gone. So not only is your freedom gone, but your identity's gone. The spirit refuses to be cast out. I mean, it can be ugly, like really quick. So I just try to caution people when it comes to channeling, beware, because it has a plus side, yes, but it also has a downside. And I have experienced both. And the not so great parts of it, after the last person that I actually channeled, it's among the living. If it truly was that person, they're married. Okay, so I'm not, and I'm with somebody, so I'm not the one that's going to be, I don't want to be a home wrecker. I don't want to break up, something that's meant to be, because then suddenly I become the other woman, and this person don't even know me, has never met me, So just, you better really think before you take on something like channeling, and you better study it well, because it comes with a high price. And if you're not willing to pay it, then don't do it. Just don't do it. And that price can be, like I said, you could lose yourself so completely in this other person and become so completely blended with this person that you're literally two people. You're not just you anymore. And society frowns on that kind of stuff still. They would probably first and foremost, they'd be like, yeah, okay, you're Jim Morrison. Prove it. And it would never end. It would never end. Because then it becomes, I don't know, it's almost like it becomes a game to some people that no matter what you do, no matter what you try to do to prove, here's the thing, you shouldn't have to prove anything. If they are that doubtful, then just get away from me. Just get away from me. Then don't, I ain't got nothing to prove to you. I know what my energy feels like. I am a seasoned witch. I've been doing this a while. I've channeled many times. I know when my energy changes and when it's somebody else's energy. Okay. So be careful. When it comes to channeling, you're probably better off having somebody do it that knows how to do it and knows how to put the protections in place before you even open yourself to being channeled. And it can also be heartbreaking and painful if you get emotionally attached to the person, whether they're living or dead. And because if they're dead, well, that's going to be a difficult relationship, because they're dead. You're not. How's that going to work? I mean, does it work? I've heard other witches say yes. You can have a romantic relationship with the spirit. Would I want to do it? No, I wouldn't, because it seems to me like it's not fair to them, and it's certainly not fair to the person that's doing the channeling. Because then, you're suffering heartbreak, and it could even lead to suicide, or suicidal thoughts. And I hate to say that, but that's just how serious this can become, how wrong it can go. It's not something to be taken lightly. Just getting some dead skin off my feet. I know it's not a glamorous thing that you should, have on a live stream anyway. But nobody can see that I'm getting dead skin off my feet. It's just, for some reason, I have certain sections on my feet that just get dry skin really bad. So when I just get out of the shower and the skin is still soft, a lot of times that's a good time to, get rid of a lot of the dead skin. You can do the whole pumice stone or whatever, and other little scrubby, scratchy things out there that can, get rid of the dry skin by just, running it over your own skin. But then you got to be careful there too, because if it starts irritating the skin or whatever, and then you're peeling off live skin, that ain't so good. Because then you're bleeding and you got a raw, open wound that hurts like a motherfucker, and it's hard to walk now because it's on your heel, and it's in a major area where you have to walk, like the bottom or something like that. Anyway, what am I doing here? Guess I will move on to my dailies. Starting with the affirmation for today, as well as the general affirmation that I try to do. And I do that one mostly for fun and just to see if it does pertain to some of the people that might be watching. What is my affirmation today? Strength. I haven't got that one yet. Not anything to see, it's just an orange card. You are hereby declared a strong, resilient warrior of heroic proportions. Enjoy your battles, whatever they are, because you're guaranteed to come through them stronger, brighter, and more compassionate. And based on what I know of mythology, probably with great hair and a six-pack. Very funny. Okay, what affirmation general for everybody else today? Oh, that's sweet. Love. Never gotten that one yet either. Love is a many-splendored thing. Today I will notice and appreciate at least 3 of those splendors, like the fact that puppies make me feel like a parent, or the surge of self-congratulation I feel when I sink a 3-point trash basket shot on the first try, or how about the chills I get while singing along to, and then it says name of song, you know, the one. So I guess in that sense you can pick the song that most reminds you of love or whatever and start singing it if you think that that'll help your day go a little better. And you don't necessarily have to sing it to somebody else. You can sing it just for yourself. Okay. Green Oracle. What message does the Green Oracle have for me today? I get this one a lot. Sustainability. It's a couple people at the market. Sustainability. See what it has to say, and that is card 30. Sustainability, the product of ecology, economics, and culture. The happy and colorful street of a traditional market selling fruits and vegetables. The concept of sustainability is a fascinating one, but a difficult one. It is about the interaction of ecology, economics, and culture, and about the role that humans and human society can have in the world, like in a relationship between 2 humans. There is never a clear solution. Either the couple wins or the couple as a couple loses. It's the same with sustainability. Human culture and economics are not necessarily enemies to nature, but it may be difficult and require a lot of hard work to make them be together. Some things are complex. If you make them simple, you ruin them. You cannot see one aspect of the problem, ignoring the others. Right and wrong sometimes are just useless. It can be difficult to find balance, but it's possible. Greed is the enemy of harmony. Okay, What does the green oracle have for everybody else today? Wind. Card 14. Air, 1,000 leaves and butterflies in the wind. For the ancients, there were 4 elements in the world: air, water, fire, and earth. Different cultures use different elements. In ancient China, for instance, wood and metal were elements. Anyway, it's more than history. Air may be invisible, but it's what we breathe. Pure air carries the smell of everything across long distances. And when you breathe and fill up your lungs, it feels like all senses explode. Breathing is like reaching out to everything. Divination. Breath, breathe, slowly, deeply, breathe. Speed, movement, change, ideas, dance. Things unseen can be very important and should not be discounted. Bad things such as pollution always return to you. So take that for what it's worth. I just hope that it helps a bunch of people today. Because let's face it, look how messed up the world is, and look at all the pollution flying around, So I would say that card is fitting for all of us, really. And the spell of the day is walking through the threshold. The threshold of a building has always held its own magical energy, and it can be utilized to heighten the interest of a potential romantic partner. To draw your new love interest to your home, during a waxing moon, take some talc or cornstarch and mix with finely ground love herbs such as vanilla, clove, lavender, jasmine, yarrow, thyme, myrtle, and rue. Visualize the goal as you mix. Sprinkle the area around your threshold to draw your potential lover while chanting. Through my doorway comes my love, drawn in rapture, drawn to stay. Feet enchanted by my spell are ever drawn to this place. As he or she walks over the powder, visualize it sticking to his or her feet so that he or she will continue to be drawn to your home. Use wisely. And always, always, always ask for the right person for you. Trust me, I speak from experience on this. I have cast many love spells, some for myself, some for others. And when you ask for a specific person, it backfires every single time. However, if you're smart about it and you ask for the right person for you, then you stand the best chance of having a long, loving, wonderful, awesome relationship. And they'll stay with you forever. The Real Witch's Year. Let's see what's going on with it today. Rabbits. Like their cousins, the hares, rabbits are associated with luck and fortune, and sometimes with the craft. However, whereas hares are considered to be the symbol of the goddess, rabbits are sacred to the moon god. I did not know that. To see a white rabbit means the death of someone who is ill, as the rabbit is the sign of the person's soul leaving their body. In Devon, or in Devon, it is thought unlucky to harm a black rabbit, as it may be a witch in disguise. This is contrary to many other beliefs, where animals were more likely to be persecuted because they might be witches. A rabbit seen running up the street indicates there will be a fire in one of the houses. In many places, it is thought that the first person to say white rabbits on the first of the month would have luck all that month. That's something fun to try. In other places, it is thought that you should say rabbits last thing on the last of the month and hares first thing in the morning. Some say that the first person to do this will have a wish come true. When I was young, white rabbits was also said to avoid being pinched and punched on the first of the month, or to call a halt to any kind of rough and tumble. A rabbit's foot has long been carried to attract good fortune. Indeed, it was estimated in the 1970s that Americans were buying about 10 million rabbit feet every year, and the Europeans a further 5 million, none of which strikes me as lucky for the rabbits. Caption at the bottom: if a person speaks ill of others, what will they say about you? Good point. So I might just do that one myself. White rabbits on the first of the month. Last thing on the last of the month, and hares first thing in the morning. I'll have to remember that. Try it. Let you know what happens. And the goddess of the day, Demona, Shepherd's Fair, Luxembourg. Themes: animals and health. Symbols: sheep and hot water. About Demona, a Gaulish goddess who cares for all domestic animals, especially sheep and cows. Demona is sometimes portrayed as a hot spring, alluding to a healthful, warm quality. As fall nears, we can call on Demona to protect our pets or to maintain the health of the animals who provide us with food. To do today, as one might expect, this historical fair brought together sheep merchants to show their goods to interested parties, including a special parade of the animals bedecked in ribbons. The parade probably goes back much earlier times when animals were taken into magic rituals that maintained health. One way to continue this tradition is by sprinkling a little warm water on your pet to invite Demona's protection or brush it into the creature's fur. This works better with cats. Wear woolen clothing or wool blends to don Demona's healthy aspect for your day, or simply enjoy a cup of tea before the day gets busy. Demona abides in the warm water. To ensure a healthful night's sleep and pleasant dreams, count sheep as you go to bed. Visualize each one jumping over Demona's waters and walking toward you. This brings Demona into your sleep cycle, where her energy can flow more easily to renew well-being. Okay, I think that's the last. Yep, that's the last of those. I always put everything back when I'm done and get this bag out of the way, because I try to keep this middle cushion on the couch clear, so when one of the cats wants to come up here and lay down, they can. And it's keeping me from having everything around me so much. So there you have it. I hope this helps your day go better, as I do each time I do it. Looking around to see if there was anything else I wanted to read from anything. But I don't think there is, so I guess I'm going to close this out for now. Go put on my day clothes for the day. get on with my day and say, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, thanks for all of you that have joined my channel. I try to keep it interesting. I try to keep it entertaining in a way, my own way, and educational. So, and then sometimes when people that I know that are my subs that are also close enough to me that they're like family, then this is like a social thing. It's like one of the few ways that I can be with them because they live so far away and I can't exactly get in the car and drive to London, England, or, Myrtle Beach. Or, Myrtle Beach I could go to, but it's a pretty good distance, So blessed be. Love y'all unconditionally, platonically. And I guess I'll see you next live. And hail Demona. I will light a candle for you today and try to incorporate you into my day every way I can. Blessed be. Stay wild, moon children of mine, and all the others. Be good to each other and yourselves.